Hey guys, it's Mishi Mavros here, and today I'm going to be talking about a subject that a lot of you have asked me to kind of shed some light on, and that is what is the difference between classic borderlines and quiet borderlines. Now, a lot of you have expressed to me that you guys are, in fact, the quiet borderline. And as you can probably tell, I am definitely not a quiet borderline. I am a classic borderline. I exert my feelings. I am able to talk about how I'm feeling almost too often. I'm constantly sharing how I feel, kind of showing others my emotions, and that is what a classic borderline does. We showcase our feelings, we showcase our emotions, we're very extroverted about it. We take our feelings out on other people, which sounds manipulative, but it's more so just being honest and open about what we're going through and having more of a connection with other people. So we do more of the black and white splitting, and it's more obvious, it's more noticeable. So that's why when there's a quiet borderline, it is so hard to diagnose, because those symptoms that could be there, they do black and white split. They do have all of the same symptoms, but it is not outwardly exposed, which means they could do the idealization and devaluation of others, but it's not going to be as clear. It's not going to be as vocal. They will not outwardly say, I love you or I hate you. It's not going to be that same push and pull that you'll see in a classic borderline. It is more so they take it out on themselves. And taking out actually means they bring it in. They kind of implode. They prefer to inflict harm on themselves as opposed to others. So when people usually think of that manipulative, crazy borderline, they're thinking of the classic borderline. And that makes it sound like classic borderlines are bad, but I myself am a classic borderline, and there's obviously good and bad characteristics to every single person out there. Even the neurotypicals, or whatever the fuck you want to call normal people, there's good and bad qualities to every single person out there. So when I'm talking about these negative characteristics and aspects of a borderline, obviously I'm just trying to shed some light. I'm just trying to, help some people out there, kind of put a name to the characteristics and the things that they're feeling and why they feel differently than other people. And it's because of this disorder. So another aspect to a quiet borderline is not so much that they are the only ones that self-harm, because classic borderlines, obviously, they self-harm as well, but quiet borderlines, they are much less likely to seek help because they don't want to go out, they don't really want to share their feelings with others. They have a harder time trusting the psychiatrists and the therapists. It's possible that they've been hurt either more often to a more serious degree. Not always, though. There's so many different types of people out there. There's shy people, outgoing people, there's type A's and B's, there's introverts and extroverts. So I think it comes down to more of a matter of quiet borderlines are introverts and classic borderlines are typically extroverts. Now, classic borderlines can also be introverts, and there could be quiet borderlines out there that are extroverts. But this is just kind of the research that I have found. I wasn't too sure about what exactly a quiet borderline was up until very recently, so I've been watching videos and reading articles to kind of get a better idea, so that when you guys, ask me for help and you tell me that you are a quiet borderline, blah, blah, I'm getting tongue-tied. When you guys tell me that you are a quiet borderline, I am now able to kind of put myself in your shoes a little bit better and kind of understand. I mean, it's all the same illness at the end of the day, but it can obviously manifest itself into different things. Does that make sense? So that is kind of the difference between a classic and a quiet borderline. And a quiet borderline is much harder to detect. They're harder to reach out to, and they also feel like they are more alone because they're not able to share how they feel. as easily as a classic borderline, and they inflict it on themselves. They implode as opposed to explode. So you won't see the anger or the rage of a classic borderline as much in a quiet borderline. You may see more dissociative symptoms with them. You may see typically the impulsive behaviors would be more so self-harming as opposed to, substance abuse. These are just tiny examples. Let me know what you think, because I'm really trying to get more information on a quiet borderline. So if you guys yourself suffer from borderline personality disorder and you categorize yourself or have been diagnosed as a quiet borderline, please share your stories with me. Give me some more information, because I know a lot of people read the comments as well, so you'll be educating not only me but some of my other subscribers. And if you're a classic borderline like myself, then also comment. Keep sharing the conversation. What the fuck? What am I? Keep sharing your ideas and sparking conversations. But I don't know where my mind is right now. But to that point, I will see you guys later, and thank you so much for watching. Mishi out. I gotta go figure out what the fuck's going on in my brain. Bye, guys.